Good evening and thank you for joining us on the third episode of Design. I'm Vivian Toh and this evening I'll be speaking to Sir Show Hong and Pouline Ko-Chailin from KDU University College. And joining us later on the show is our special guest, Zachary Roland Anthony. He is an educational trainer and motivational speaker who will share with us his thoughts in response to the topic of this evening, which is turning designers into creative assets for commercialization. Now, the objective of this show, I must say, is to raise the standard of the creative industry in Malaysia. This is taking place now as there is a noticeable appearance of cross-collaboration between creative and business, between innovators and investors, and between gifted talents and obtained skills. It is known that with this new age, design thinkers will be the future leaders. We're glad to have two passionate educators from KDU University College on this show tonight to walk us through the process of turning designers into commercially viable creative assets. Show Hong, who is the head of school for the School of Communication and Creative Arts, and Pouline, the academic department head for the Department of Creative Arts. Good evening, Show Hong and Pouline.
Hi, Vivian.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
We are good.
Banking on both of your credibilities, having obtained masters at a young age and a number of academic appointments, teaching undergraduates in Malaysia as well as Asia. You certainly have seen lots in terms of the trend, what is a popular course and what students enjoy learning. Now, is it true that there is a growing interest of design students that want to be entrepreneurs of their own?
I do see that this is a very exciting and fast-paced times, that I see a lot of positive sign, that which is true that a lot of design students, they are trying to turn themselves into entrepreneurs. Well, definitely the design students are seeing more than ever the successful stories from young entrepreneurs, and they see potential within themselves and in design as well, which adds the value to the business, which they can tap into. So the design students are really looking forward to the time to turn themselves into young entrepreneurs.
How did you find out this interest that is growing in the students that you're teaching?
Basically, if you look at like the trend, of the, I will put it using the term creative industry. I mean that, the young people today have a full awareness of what is going on online, through social media. And designer today or design students today, so they are becoming very multidisciplinary. Like for example, back into the old time, designer will basically as a craftsmanship, and later on, so-called a craftsmanship practice have moved into, like apprenticeship. And today, what we can learn, I think since the early 1960s, design has become a professional degree, which is like available for the young talents who are interested, like to pursue their career, in design professions, to becoming a designer. And designer, basically, people would think about they are the people solving problems, with designer provide, solution. But today, when we look at the whole creative industry, designer not longer only like solving solution, they actually, foresee, what they should, what they should done before, they, like they're seeing problems. So they are the one like actually, to work with, the individual and community to set a new trend, like to actually be the one like initiated, a new way of problem solutions, and at the same time, to like to be part of the creative industry, to not only to like a designer at the old time, sitting at the studio and produce their work. Now they will have to have, multi-talented. They have to be more well-rounded and to bring themselves out to the market.
Now, time has changed
Yes.
with the social media, with new age. Do you think it is helping the designers in terms they need to be concerned about more ways than one to be able to sustain a proper lifestyle? What do you think? Is social media a good thing or a bad thing?
Social media is definitely a good thing, isn't it, Xiao Hong?
Yes, of course.
They
yes.
give a lot of opportunities for the the young entrepreneurs, the designers. But I do believe that the opportunities available for design students to be the entrepreneurs, that speaking of online platforms, they are a lot of them. Example like crowdsourcing platform, whereby the designers will be able to post their work, bid for a job. Or, there are venture capitalists, a lot in Malaysia out there. They are ready to invest into startups company. And, but I believe that with the right mindset, there is a gold mine of opportunities to seize.
I'm curious to find out from Xiao Hong yourself.
Yep.
You have been around places, especially Asia, and particularly in Thailand. Now, I've heard friends and people telling me about how booming the design scene is in Thailand. But coming from you, you have taught cultural courses, right?
Yes.
You probably can explain that further on. What do you see that is exemplary to us?
Okay. Now, the first thing, basically, I have my undergraduate education in Malaysia. Okay, I completed my diploma in Malaysia, and then I further my study in the University of Tasmania in Australia. Okay, so when come to the time when I want to pursue my master degree, okay, I went to Thailand. Okay, now I think people are very curious. Okay, why I went to Thailand and I pursued a master degree. Like basically in the place which is not like famous for design education, but I actually selected the right place. Okay, I went to Chulalongkorn University, and I did a master degree in cultural management program. Okay, what I see in Thailand, the creative industry, the first thing is the Thai government, they actually have so-called a creative culture policy. Okay, but when we look at Thailand as a whole, the cultural industry is basically it has a very strong connection with the cultural heritage management. Okay, which is cultural heritage like oriented. And when we look at it, if let's say like people like always like mention about why the Thai designers are very creative. Thailand creative cultural scene is very vibrant. Now, I think the first thing is because like the education program, they are like very up to date. Okay, which is that students not only like study in the classroom, but they will also actually produce their own products. Okay, and make it available in the market since the time like they were students. So students did not just study in the classroom, and when they finish their studies, and then they will go and serve the industry. What I can see from my student doing there is we always encourage students to have their to have their product, to have their creations to be marketed like at the right place. Like for example, I think people all heard about the JJ market, the Chatuchak market. So that's the place when we visit, then you will definitely see a lot of creative products. Okay, so I think that they have a policy support, and at the same time they have tied it with the right venue to to market like their creative products to like their domestic and international market.
Why do you think it is not happening in Malaysia?
No, I see it's happening in Malaysia now. Okay, I think we like of course, like if we look around like the Asia region, okay, we all I think most of the government are aware of so-called creative economy. Okay, creative economy that we can see, it's also not a very new concept. Okay, but basically based on what I know, it was started in 1997 mainly. Back into the time UK was the first country to have the full awareness of promoting like creative economy. If we look around in Southeast Asia, okay, we can see that Thailand creative industry is more tied with the cultural heritage tourism, like culture heritage. Like in Singapore, that we see that Singapore is also like organizing a lot of like event based. Okay, so they have Singapore art festivals. They constructed the stage of the art performance center like the Esplanade. Okay, and I think come back to Malaysia, I see things happening as first. Like I think not long ago, not many years ago, we also promoting like visual art tourism. Okay, we're promoting visual art tourism. So we have the, like the formations of Malaysia Design Council, okay, to actually to, to bring designers and the expert together, to do something for Malaysia. So I think Malaysia, we are doing it now, and then we still have, a lot of space and room for us to express, our creative talents to the world. So I will see, we will be the next key player in Asia. I'm very confident.
I'm sure myself, I agree. Pauline, do you think, from your point of view, from a personal point of view, having been involved in the design industry a bit, teaching for 6 years now, and you have been, you do participate in exhibitions and all.
Yep.
What would you like to see happen in the next 5 years?
Well, based on my observation, the designers in Malaysia is still pretty much underpaid. Yeah, which is true, isn't it? So what I would really like to see a change in the creative economy will be, the young designers should step up and to join the creative economy. They are the young generation, they are the next generation who will help to drive the creative economy in Malaysia as well. So pretty much, yeah. So designers will no longer be taking orders. They will step up. They will play a more significant role, becoming a strategist, marketing strategies, in order to make lives better, make the creative economies better as well.
Do you think that with the government chipping in, not in terms of financial especially, but also the emotional support, do you think it will help to push them forward?
No, I think if you look at, like the Malaysia government policy, okay, if you look at the National Information Technology Council, okay, which is what we call the INTC, okay, we do, I think the government have a strong support to actually provide so-called the Creative Industry Fund, the Creative Industry Funding. And then, based on the information that I have, there's a total of 200 million, okay, has been allocated fund, for the creative talents, okay, to apply. And then we even have, a very clear category, okay. The categories like that we can see, like, for example, they have like the audio visual and new media. So under the audio visual and new media, like project related to 3D animation, interactive media, film and TV productions, all the way to the art and crafts such as museum, gallery management, warisan, which is the heritage, to traditional art. Okay, we are funding available. I think with this funding is actually like, I would see it like providing the seed for design talents to actually, get this, support, okay, to start, to be an entrepreneur.
So
okay?
How does the KDU University College tap into this opportunity? Do the educators encourage the students to make use of the funds?
So, yeah, Pauline?
Well, set aside the fund itself, right? Because we have also done our own research. Back in 2012, we have, found out that the employment in the creative industry registered a growth of 10%, and also there are more than 45,000 creative industry professionals being employed each year. So although in Malaysia, the creative economy is still a new practice in Malaysia, but if you have to compare to other countries, but I do see that there is a massive growth and a massive opportunities for the young entrepreneurs or the young designers to tap into. But set aside that, we at KDU, we also identified that the opportunities of molding the students, and giving them the opportunities to turn themselves from a designer into a designer entrepreneur. So, which is why we recently just came out with a program, which is what we call Entrepreneurial Design. We do see that, there is a huge gap between business and design. Well, based on what I see, perhaps business couldn't really see the value of design because they felt that, the designers didn't have the business mindset, which ensure a successful campaign. So, which is why we thought that coming out of this program, would really help the students and the young designers to bridge the gap between the business and the designer.
right.
Okay. Now, we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll delve deeper into the entrepreneurial design as a course offered at KDU University College. You're listening to Design on Bernama Radio24. This episode is brought to you by KDU University College. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The attitude about local talents not good enough has got to stop. Talented Malaysians deserve the spotlight. This is Evelyn He, founder of No Black Tie, and you tune in to 812 Live on Bernama Radio24.
Welcome back to Design on Bernama Radio24. I'm Vivian Toh, and on this show this evening, we are speaking to Sir Shaw Hong and Pouline Ko-Chailin of KDU University College. Now, earlier we were talking about the current situation of the creative industry in Malaysia as compared to the other countries in Asia. Now, let's talk about a bit more about the course that KDU University College is offering, the Entrepreneurial Design Diploma course. Perhaps Pouline can continue on with what she'd like to say.
Well, recently we have just launched a course, which is a diploma program, which is Entrepreneurial Design. So this is a 2-year program. And the reason why we are coming up with this program is because we discover a huge gap between the business and design. So, the paradigm has shifted in a way that the people used to say that designers, they don't have the business mindset, they work for other people, or they work as a in the background at a company. But the thing is that the paradigm has shifted. The public is starting to appreciate great design. And there are more opportunities as ever for the younger generation. So which is why we have seen this gap, and we will try and would like to bridge the gap and give more opportunities to the young designers or the young talents in Malaysia.
Okay. So since you designed the Entrepreneurial Design Diploma course for KDU University College, you probably have a good sense of how this course should prepare the students. So how will the students be trained? In what areas?
Right. So KDU Entrepreneurial Design program is basically a multidisciplinary program. And this program seeks to navigate the students, every student to be a thinking designer, to be a resourceful problem solver, and also an innovative entrepreneur. At the same time, we also see that the importance of the technology, the social media, the rise of the technology, the social media. So we also want to equip the students to have a strong knowledge in digital design to meet the market demand, which is why we have incorporated some modules such as scripting for designers, technopreneurship, multimedia and web design, so that the students are ready to dive into the design industry.
As soon as they have completed the diploma course?
Even before, even after.
So, basically, if you look at the the cost structures of this particular program, we actually structures the program based on 3 major components. So students will be trained, on their skill, we will of course train the students on their skill and technical knowledge. Okay, so we will also enhance students, on their contextual study, which is the design concept, and with the business and management component. So we emphasize on design skill, on the business sense, at the same time, we also want to make the the students basically, a multi-talents, entrepreneur.
Does it mean that the entrepreneurs these days are not as multi-talented?
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not.
They should come to our diploma program.
Now, I'm aware that the diploma in this diploma course is endorsed by the Malaysia Design Council. So how does this play a role in shaping the course?
No, I think based on what I know, we are the only program, at this moment in Malaysia, that we work closely with the Malaysia Design Council. And on the launching of the program, we have invited, the director okay, of the Malaysia Design Council to come over to share with us, about the government policies, how we actually want to, structures the Malaysia art and design education. And he did mention about, okay, the program that, we are launching and running at this moment, okay, is the only one, okay, to concern, okay, or to bring in the substantial business component to, to create a designer that able, to be their own boss, to able to run their own business, okay? So it's not just, like a designer, because if we look around, okay, the like the courses available now, in Malaysia market, okay, to be honest, we want to be different, okay, we want to be different, and then we see, actually has, no significance, okay, to come out a similar, kind of program. So like after, the, like we have a brainstorming, and then we say, okay, this should be the right one, okay, for Malaysia at this time. And I'm seeing that, the golden era, like the golden times of Malaysia design development is coming, okay?
Well, we have covered almost on the education part of it. Yeah. I have confidence in what KDU University College is doing in designing a real quality diploma course for the students. Now, let's just focus a bit on the students. What does it take for students to become successful entrepreneurs?
For students to become a successful entrepreneur. Now, first, okay, now the students, I think when they come to our program, okay, basically, like one thing, like the training will be based on, okay, first, okay, is on the creativity. Okay, so we will, generate, to help students, okay, or work closely with students to generating new idea, okay, if evaluating them, effectively, ask students to take action to actually turn their creativity into a new product and services. Okay, so this is the first thing we encourage students to, not just only have an idea, okay, turn your idea really into something tangible, okay, really turning your idea into a product and the services. But that is not enough, because again, you will need to work together, with a strong collaboration, okay, connecting with the working from different partners, clients, significant player in the networking. Okay, and of course, the last thing, which is beside, the students, will be trained, to see how to transform their creativity, okay, how to work with others people, how to work with, all the key players based on the collaboration. The last thing, the entrepreneurship will be, training students to identify the right opportunity in the marketplace and using business skill to turn the idea into products, into profits. So, in 2 years' time, students will basically go through this process, okay? So cultivation, some creativities, okay, leading the students how to work on, collaborations, and at the end, of course, the students, will.
So this program will train or will groom the students to become entrepreneurs right away after they graduate their diploma?
Well, I think if you have to say when is the right time to embark to be an entrepreneur or a design entrepreneur, I think that's really up to the individual. Some might even start up a studio after graduate, or even having a side business or doing freelancing. Well, with this program, Entrepreneurial Design, it simply gives the options and, offer the tools for graduate to succeed on their own way. Example, we try to integrate professional developments within the course. So this is a way to give students to produce artwork, and those artwork might have the potential to be a business right after.
Yes, and at the same time, okay, students coming to the diploma program, they will all have to go for a professional internship. And the internship in KDU University College at this moment, under the School of Communication and Creative Arts, we do it as project-based. So students will get involved, in many kinds of projects, okay, with the guidance from the the industry expert. We also invite the industry people to come in and share with the students. So I would say that from the very first day when they are joining the program, okay, the door is open for them. Okay, so they will begin they will pick up and how to be creative at the same time to manage their creativity and turn it into a tangible products of services.
I'm sure that you will be having an open day soon.
Not exactly open day, but our first intake is going to be next year, 2014, in January. So for those who are listening to the show right now, you can Google KDU Entrepreneurial Design, or you can visit our website at kdu.edu.ny. And we'll be happy enough to speak to you more information about our program.
We just spoke to Sir Xiao Hong and Pauline Koh Chailin. Thank you so much really for the inputs, especially on the first few minutes you talk passionately about the creative industry. Thank you so much. We will see you. We hope to have you again on the show if possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you.
Two individuals from KDU University College who are fundamental in the creation of the Entrepreneurial Design diploma course for the institution and making sure they practice what they preach, being creative assets, as we all are, in the pursuit to turn more designers into creative assets with great potentials. I wish them luck in turning as many designers as possible into commercially viable creative assets. Now check out their website, kdu.edu.my, to find out more about the course. Now, we are not completely done yet. Coming up next is Zachary Roland Anthony, our special guest this evening, where he will share with us his thoughts in response to the topic of this evening, which is turning designers into creative assets for commercialization. But before that, if you are interested in music, arts, fashion, comedy and visual design, make your way to Urbanscapes Festival this year. Worth checking out are the non-music acts, aka designers, architects, photographers, urban planners and more. Visit urbanscapes.com.my for details. Stay tuned on Bernama Radio 24. This is Design.